And welcome back to another episode of All of Fabric 5, where today it's time to fight the Gaia Guardian. So, last episode we managed to get ourselves we managed to get ourselves invincibility. We got ourselves the quantum armor, which means we have a 100% chance to never take any damage. We have the sword, which kills... we have the sword, which kills anything in one hit. So this should be a pretty easy fight. Now, I did kind of very quickly just rush through the Britannia progression. We've kind of basically been focusing on modern industrialization, and starting Britannia now would seem a little bit weird, although it was reasonably quick to get through it. Now that we've got, well, so many items. Like we have 1.4 million antimony. Not that that would have helped us get through Britannia, but resources generally aren't the problem anymore. So the reason we're going to fight the Gaia Guardian, and I can't remember what we need to summon the Gaia boss, but we're after a very specific reward. We need the Dice of Fate. This is going to be used for making the replicator, which I think we should have everything for. I think we'll be able to make these quantum upgrades. We might want 2 replicators. I don't know if the replicator can replicate the replicator. If it can, that would be pretty cool. Otherwise, I don't know what we're going to replicate. Maybe quantum upgrades, maybe... Well, no, we were going to get into the fusion reactor, so... but enough of that. Let's one-shot this boss. So we need a terrasteel ingot. I happen to have one left over. And we right-click. We right-click. We shift right-click. We shift right-click. And here we go. Now we didn't get any rewards from that. We didn't get any rewards at all. I vaguely remember reading something about this not working because you kill the boss too fast. I guess we want another sword. I don't know what else we can get that's kind of cool. We could potentially get a Terrace. That's only 7 damage. Alright. I guess I make a netherite sword. Oh, there's a gilded netherite sword. Netherite diamond sword. That looks pretty cool. I'll whip one of these up. This should be pretty simple. We got plenty of ancient debris. Okay, so we've got 3 terrasteel ingots. I guess we'll fight the boss using the sword with, Oh, I should have put sharpness 5 on it. I marked that up. But yeah, of course, we can't take any damage, so this isn't going to be too hard. If we're lucky, we'll get it straight away. We got a music disc. I don't see any artifact. We got the Gaia spirits. Alright, we can't craft this, can we? No. I guess that was our reward? That's right, you've got to fight the hard mode Gaia boss with a Gaia spirit ingot. Right. Okay. But we should definitely get sharpness 5 on this. There we go. 14 attack damage. That's still not heaps. I wish I could use this quantum sword, but let's not try it because it probably won't work. This is a cool song. Give me the dice. Give me the dice. The dice. Oh, this is the thing you get and then you... Oh, we got runes. That's actually pretty handy. This is the thing, if you right-click, you get an artifact, but we don't want to do that. Ooh. We don't need any of that stuff. Cool, and then we can use this to make... Let's just put it in there so we don't accidentally craft with it. Now... we can think about making this replicator. And we're almost there. We're almost there. So I think pretty much once we've got the replicator, we're very close to being in creative mode. I think there's a few things we can't make with a replicator, like I don't think it can make quantum upgrades. But we could, of course, make all the things that go into making that. So, there you go. Duping. Sweet. These are the wrong quests. All right. So we got ourselves the replicator. So with 100 millibuckets of UU matter, you can duplicate almost any item in the game. Like this toast if we wanted to. Now, could we like dupe the quantum sword? I think there's certain things you can't do. So, and it kind of looks like you could. If we were to plonk this here. I'm assuming this wants some pretty good power. So there you go. Oh, okay, that needs to be in and out, I guess. Oh, that absorbed most of that, okay. Well, we should be able to do that. This will eventually start producing stuff again, so we can't move the replicator anymore. That might have been a mistake, but I guess this lives here now. What sort of power do you take? You don't take that. I'm gonna say you probably take superconductor cable. The other potential one is, of course, the platinum cables, which surely I've got some. Oh, I got superconductor here. No? Oh, wait, do you not take... Oh, this doesn't take power at all. Okay. Well, that's easy. Now, do we want to try and duplicate the quantum sword? I guess so. Can you duplicate that? I don't think it's doing anything. Oh, so see, this is in the replicator blacklist. All right. That's right, I did look at this before. Okay, so we can't duplicate that. That's fair. That's fair. I guess the most annoying thing is probably these processing units. These are a pain to make. And now they would not be a pain to make. That's pretty cool. That is very cool. I'm going to let that build up a stack. So we want to increase the speed of this. I think the best way to do that is give it this level upgrade. What we actually want to work towards is the final thing, which is the fusion reactor. Yeah, and we did talk about this. We're going to want quantum hulls. The plasma turbine. So this is the transhelium plasma. Okay, so right. Quantum machine hulls. Those casings. I'm going to make one of each of these things, and then we can just duplicate from there. Probably want a few quantum machine hulls. Yeah. And we get our first fusion chamber, which was a bit of crafting. And then the rest, not so much crafting. Now we need a few of these. We need 40 plus. We need 46 in total. And we should keep one spare in case we need to duplicate more of them. But this is the stuff. Obviously, we're going to start chewing through our UU matter if we're not careful. Although we've got like 1,200 items. So it's not too bad, and the server's going to be left running, and eventually this will start overclocking. And then we get a quantum machine hull, and of course we want to duplicate a few of these, and have just one sitting in the duplication chest of, these are just things that might be handy to be able to duplicate. But this should get us the fusion reactor. Awesome. Enslaved star core. Craft a fusion reactor to produce insane amounts of energy. This is definitely going to be powering a maximum overclocked one of these. That's just a thing that's going to happen. And yeah, why don't we get a couple? That's probably that's probably more than enough. I think 4 fusion reactors should be kind of cool. And then we just need a highly advanced machine hull. We need 203. We actually have a bunch of these because they live here. Now we've got 64 in here. I'm just going to do this. And then grab 1 out of here because just because I've got the extract priority set higher on this. Every time you take one out, it takes it out of this. And that's why we've ended up with like 128 in the system when there should only be 64. But we need 203 of these. And that's going to be very simple. That's cool. I like the duplicator. It is going to start going pretty slow soon. Once this overclocks a bit more, it'll be nice. But we're not quite there yet. And with a bit of duplication action, we have all of the bits we need for making a fusion reactor. I think. Now we only need 1 of these, I believe. Now I'm not entirely sure what these things look like. They look like that. That's pretty big. Now I don't know if there are different sized fusion reactors like we have with the regular nuclear reactor. And I'm going to, judging by this not doing anything, I'm going to say there's not. This pretty much takes up a whole chunk, doesn't it? Close to it, close to it. Where would be cool to put a fusion reactor? I guess we'll chuck it in this chunk. Yeah, I got some sampling to do. This thing is massive. I imagine this would have taken so many resources to build if we didn't already have the replicator. But the replicator kind of trivializes everything. And, well, we're going to extend the capabilities of it. So, I'm not entirely sure how we use this thing. Let's have a look. I suspect we're going to need some input hatches and power as well. So it takes 16,000 EU a tick, or it produces. I'm not sure. I think it takes quite a bit of power to run this. So helium-3 is pretty slow to make. We're definitely going to want like a fully overclocked centrifuge before we start trying to do that because it's such a small ratio. But we can it takes 30 seconds, interesting. We can just turn deuterium into helium plasma and tritium, which we could then potentially feed into another fusion reactor that does deuterium and tritium into more helium plasma and some hydrogen. I don't know what we need the hydrogen for. Yeah. I guess maybe like this is a good one to make because it's helium and tritium. And you get a bit of deuterium, which you can feed back into this. I don't know. We're going to see how it goes. I think I've got a fair bit of deuterium. We've got 228,000 buckets of deuterium. Yeah. I think just because we're playing on a server and things run while I'm away. Okay. Alright, so we'll set this to extract. These will now have a decent amount of deuterium, 64 buckets in each. So, yeah, no, by the time I looked at this, it was full again, so I don't think transfer rate's going to be too bad. I'm going to break this because I think it's going to turn on by itself otherwise. That's kind of as tidy as we get that. Now, I thought I had actually connected the cable to our energy storage thing here. I did, but that's not where the output is. Sure. So this should have power in it now, and it is slowly filling up. That's the max transfer rate. Okay. Let's fire this thing up. Active. We probably need fluid output hatches. That's probably a requirement for it to run. For now, we'll make a fluid output hatch. Wait, this is going to make 2 different fluid outputs. Okay. Okay. Over here, I started making some more of these because we're a little bit low. There we go. They must all be backfilled. They didn't disappear. Let's make another fluid output hatch. Maybe a couple. Do we have one of these in here? No. We've got them, as we get one of them in there. Sweet. I think when we put this on, it should fire up. Nope. Do you need multiple fluid outputs? You go now. Oh, he's away. So, sufficiency. Okay, so it's doing something. We have a little bit of tritium. Are we drawing an insane amount of power? Okay, I need to put my battery in a better place. It's so easy to lose it. I mean, it's not too bad. We're not really making a dent. This is empty, so our current power generation is enough to power this. Oh, our reactors have stopped. Why have our reactors stopped? Actually, it's because these crafts always break for some reason. Oh, and there was just, yeah, something weird. I don't know how this happens. Stuff gets like stuck in the crafting CPU. And I also never put back one of these. So these should be fired up soon once we get some more of those uranium rods. Although we're going to be able to probably just use this. So we're using 169,000 EU a tick. That's going up quick. This is going to use a lot of power, isn't it? But is it like an amount we actually notice? It's not an amount we notice. Interesting. Like, do we even see the power going down in our hatches? No. Huh. That's cool. Yeah, I haven't really thought about where I'm going to put this stuff. And then this helium plasma, we want to put this, and we got a quest reward for this, didn't we? We want the plasma turbine. Robot arms. Cool. So plasma turbines. This should be okay. We should probably have all the stuff duplicatable. If it's not already duplicated, can we just craft this? We're missing superconductor coils. So we can get a couple of these. And then we're missing 2 titanium rotors, which shouldn't be too bad. Actually, they're sitting over here somewhere. Okay, so yes, the turbine is assembled. Potentially we could move it around a little bit, but I think that's okay. We'll do this so we can do the stacking thing if we want to. Maybe facing this way. And I think a white fluid pipe kind of matches the theme of everything. And yeah, we're full on plasma. Now, does this stop or does it keep running? Oh, it actually stops if the plasma's full. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So you're going to extract. Now, do you start up again? No. Okay, so we're going to have to chuck this in the system, probably. I guess. we'll do this. So you're away. You're producing a lot of power, apparently. So you can produce up to 1.049 million. Now, why? What? I'm confused. How does it produce more than what it produces like this? Like, you can't overclock this, right? There is a manual for this mod that I don't really read. Okay, had a bit of a look, and I can't exactly see, so maybe this is making the maximum amount of power. 100,000 EU per millibucket. Can produce up to 1 million EU a tick, and this holds... Right, this holds a G, which is... a billion? A trillion? I'm not entirely sure what G means. But yeah, maybe this is actually producing the amount that we're saying it should. That just seemed to go way faster. Oh, because we're waiting on more plasma because this thing's no longer overclocked. Neat. So that should get faster and faster, which will be cool. I don't know how many turbines we can run off one of these, and I actually don't know about having the turbine in here, but it's enough to test with. And then I want to try... We probably want another electrolyzer. Because we want another one of these quantum upgrades, right? So a singularity, I think we have one. I want to craft one of these upgrades. Now, I don't think we can duplicate these. I think they're blacklisted. Oh, you totally can replicate these upgrades. That is awesome. Right, electrolyzer? Electrolyzer. That's what we use, right? Let's just try this. Let's just try this. Electrolyzer. I mean, this isn't going to live here. Electrolyzer. Quantum machine hull. Superconductor cable. And then we'll check on this quantum upgrade. And now this max overclock is, I'm assuming, a number that we'll never get to. Then we want a singularity. We're missing an ultra-dense matter ball. One of these. Let's get one of these. We'll chuck this in. And this should go really fast. We still have not filled this thing with power. But obviously this is going to take a while to overclock. I'm going to leave it running. Oh, it's going to fill. Maybe I will, just to make sure we find out. We're going to export the UU matter just straight into an interface. But we're invincible, we have almost limitless power, and we're duping items. Awesome. But alright, we'll come back next time for another episode of All of Fabric 5, and yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.